Here we go!
Starting off in the workforce for a millennial wasn't the easiest thing for a lot of people. A lot of us old folks, we either started our careers right before an economic recession or right after it. For a lot of people that started before it was really tough, especially because we may have been laid off and may have even resulted in having to cash out a 401k very early in our career. And since then, maybe it's been a lot more difficult for a lot of people in our generation to start investing. The record gains in tech growth that we're seeing over the year during the pandemic, the power of millions of Redditors joined together, and of course, blockchain technologies and decentralized finance. They've all gotten me really excited about investing in a way that I haven't been in over 10 years. Thinking about a time when I was so gung-ho about environmental sustainability, social responsibility, corporate governance, those ESG factors, and just looking back, I can't help but think about how little carbon markets have advanced in the United States in all those years, and start to think about that maybe carbon markets were not the most efficient way to address levels of carbon, and would most likely just create a speculative market in which rich investors get richer and the environmental issue never truly gets addressed. I looked at the issue of social responsibility and companies that try to get individual people to donate small amounts in order to provide microloans to people all around the world. But beyond the greenwashing, I just saw another company that was e-begging for money so that they themselves could get a little bit of interest. And maybe an individual did get help somewhere around the world. But at the end of the day, it really was no more than just e-begging and getting a little bit of interest off of somebody else's donation. To this day, I see a lot of issues still with corporate governance, probably even more so than before. Distrust in corporations and the traditional banking system seems to be at an all-time high. Issues like bonus compensation tied to stock performance and diversity within the board of directors seems to be a point of discussion that is brought up more and more. I didn't make it to Wall Street or some other major financial capital where I would get to do things like calculate additionality for renewable energy projects applying for carbon credits as part of the UN Clean Development Mechanism, or calculating the exposure of carbon prices to things such as the energy markets, or even calculate abnormal excess returns for investing in different projects that generate carbon credits. But after some time working back in industry, I decided to go back to school again and become a CPA, hoping that maybe public accounting could be a way to get into investment banking. But along the way, I really got interested in business technology, having already had a background in SQL and relational database tools. So I've always tried to stay atop of business technology trends. In just the same way as I see object-oriented database tools that are fully collaborative and integrate across all business platforms and are smart, just as I see that as being the future of business technology, I see decentralized finance and blockchains and open ledgers, trustless ledgers, as being the future of finance, investing, and banking, significantly reducing the issues around trust and corporate governance, thanks in part to a fully open and collaborative protocol that does not put the needs or gains of one individual above an entire protocol or community. It significantly increases trust in the idea of social responsibility by removing intermediaries and allowing individual investors or donors to be vested with the actual individuals taking these loans. And free of intermediaries and with an open ledger, there really is less of a question of where is the money going and less concern that the money is actually going to the people that need it. These blockchain technologies are ever rapidly evolving and becoming more efficient, and questions such as energy consumption will become less and less of an issue. And these indiscriminatory, fast-paced lending protocols could very well be the thing that funds our green revolution. While I do see a whole lot of misinformation amongst social media platforms, amongst the actual users of blockchain technologies, I see a group of inspired individuals and a market that has just become efficient and continues to become even more efficient at such a rapid pace that is not comparable to anything I could really think of in my lifetime, as such efficiency in our traditional markets has taken over 100 years. And lastly, I see the potential of blockchain technology to be used for something beyond the movement of simply data, but to be also be used for the movement of goods and services, used as part of a trusted ledger, armed by a fleet of driverless cars, owned by people like you and me, with no intermediaries. Truly freedom for all workers in the gig economy. So I've been Old Man Millennial. I'm a gamer, an MBA, a CPA. And if this is the kind of content you like, talking about games, finance, investing, then come check out my channel. Check me out on Twitter too. Like and subscribe.
So long, Bowser!